There you go. Hello, YouTube land, and welcome to a lot of issues today. Welcome to the Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast episode. I don't know. I am your host. What episode is this?
84.
Okay, 84. This is I'm off, and you guys can blame Octopath Traveler. Right now, I wish I was playing that game than doing this. So I apologize, but Octopath is fire. Anyway. Let's start the show. Caleones, long time no see. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Dantes? How you doing, everybody? And well, there's a lot that we have to, that we have to discuss. It's been a while since we've been here. I'll actually blame it on Metallica and getting Dantes sick. So Dantes, I guess since you haven't been here for a while, your voice went away and all of that. You owe everybody an explanation, or not necessarily an explanation. At least tell us how was the concert that made you not do the podcast for 2 weeks.
I don't remember. It's been 2 weeks. Okay, so first week Metallica. I was tired as hell when I came back. Drank a lot. Second, I was sick. And third, the biggest excuse I can give is Octopath Traveler, because that game is just fire. It has taken my life right now, where I am not touching my PlayStation at all. It's taking collecting dust. And I was planning to play Bloodborne, then get ready to Days Gone, and I'm a little bit behind. So I have to say that I blame Octopath Traveler more. Even right now. I want to be playing, not here. But it is what it is. Caleones wanted to do the show. There's a lot of topics to talk to. So, let's get into them. Let's get into it. So I want to welcome everybody to the Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast episode 84, you said? Yeah. Right here at the Force In Unison gaming channel. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and hit that bell. Hit that bell. So you can make these two crazy MFs happy. Also, remember, you can get this podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes for free. I have not posted the last 3 episodes because my computer is off. Hopefully, I'll plug it back in at some point so I can do that. Also, please remember, description box below. See the full channel schedule. No one's doing anything right now. So don't blame me only. Blame Caleones too, because he hasn't done a Nintendo Wednesday in a long ass time. So everybody has no energy right now.
I have a new computer. Computer.
Everybody's
Even right now, we're having issues with Skype, so we're setting it up, but we're gonna start doing it. And Dantes, I want to say that the awesome, amazing, crazy duo of Toys and More Club will be returning to the channel.
Okay, we'll talk about that later, because we were supposed to splitting them out in their kids channel, not this channel anymore. But we'll talk about that later. Also, well, they'll be returning on Toys and More Club, right, Caleones? Okay, Toys and More Club. Yes. You guys can find them at Toys and More Club. Please remember that. Also, Facebook page at Force In Unison Gaming, and finally, and Dantes says finally, go to forceinunison.com something. forceinunison.wordpress.com. I am off my game. With all that said, there's no Reggie. Reggie retired. Suck at Nintendo fans. There's no more Reggies right now. He's gone, so we're not gonna say, are your bodies ready anymore? No, I'm joking. The reason we're not doing are your bodies ready is because there's just a lot of news that happened in the last couple of weeks, and I just wanted to bring them like a piecemeal, kind of like bringing him, sprinkling them in as we go through the news, Caleones. But I think the first big news, of course, we have to talk about the new competition in town. So Caleones, let's start talking about the Google Stadia, or whatever it's called. What a stupid ass name. But anyway, let's start with a little bit of the specs, Caleones. Let's see. Vital stats. We don't know the release date yet. Google Stadia specs. Supposedly, it's running on the cloud. And it'll have 10.7 teraflops of raw computer. So it will be more powerful than both the Xbox One X and the PS Pro together. The pricing is not known yet. I'm guessing it's gonna be a Netflix type of service. I expect the controller to be around the $60 to $80 mark, but we shall see. The performance, supposedly, Project Stadia can stream 4K 60, but again, it's not native. I don't know why people get excited about numbers. And promises that it could get to 8K 120. Again, not native, but we shall see. Big deal with the controller. It can connect through Wi-Fi, Caleones. Supposedly this helps talk directly to the cloud, so the input is 1-to-1. And supposedly they promise no lag, even though during the presentation there were times that the presentation was lagging. And I do have to say, before I let Caleones speak, is that was one of the most boring presentations that I've seen. This reminded me of the old days of E3, Caleones. It was bad, just suits coming up, not knowing how to speak, crappy jokes. I believe they should have come here with games. They should have shown games. They should have proved the concept instead of having a presentation like this. That's my opinion. But anyway, Caleones, with all that said, what do you think about Google Stadia?
Well, about the presentation itself and how awful it was, there's a reason why the other brothers and sisters from the video game industry are moving to the same format as Nintendo, but we'll talk about that later. What I want to cover when it comes to Google Stadia is, for example, one of the games that was released as a stream-only game for the Nintendo Switch was Resident Evil 7, correct?
Yep.
And was that game ever released here in the US?
Nope.
Why is that?
Issues with the internet?
Because the internet sucks here in the US. The internet is bad. I know that unless you live in the like the big cities and you have access to to the Google fiber optics or whatever, you're gonna be okay. But when it comes to like for example, like here, I am in a place that I can get roughly like 250 megabytes per second when it comes to downloading, uploading, probably around like 2030. And that's actually not going to be enough for something like Google Stadia to work, especially at 4K 60 frames per second. That is not going to be enough. So this is all hype. Not even the presentation itself, because if you saw the videos, did you see the video lag, especially when they were pressing the jump button for Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, no, there's many times that the game lag, and then that the other game that they show a neat concept about multiplayer, with everybody had their own screen. There was one time the screen was fine, and then there was other times that the screen was lagging for other players who were showing their presentation. So a lag was shown. This is what's crazy, that there was a lot of lag show during the video. But keep going, Caleones, because I want to bring a couple of points once you finish.
Yeah, and the thing is, whenever you think about presentations and all, and I know this is one of the reasons why Nintendo moved away from the E3 conferences and things like that and wanted to do the directs themselves. But the thing is, if you're having issues in the place that you have prepared to do a presentation, you're more than likely, the average Joe is going to have even more issues when it comes to connecting and doing all that. So it is something that it is great maybe like 5 or 10 years from now, but right now it is a pretty cool concept. It is something that is not really unique, because it's been done before, not to like this extent, of course, but I believe one of the reasons why Google wanted to go ahead and do it now is because Microsoft is about to announce the new Xbox, and they're going to have the Xbox streaming service as well. So they wanted to go ahead and get ahead and try to like kind of like make it seem like they're the ones that are coming up with this first, instead of Microsoft. Even though we've been hearing rumors for a long time, and they've already mentioned that there's going to be probably two different Xbox, like the actual hardware, the Xbox itself, where you're going to have the hard drive, the disk drive, and all of that. And then you're going to have the other one where it's going to be as a streaming device only. The difference, of course, is almost everybody has Google Chrome and have access to the Google browser. So it seems like that's where you're going to be doing most of the gaming, or all of the gaming. But right now, we don't know how exactly it works. We don't know how much it's going to be. We don't know what type of internet aspects are going to be required. We don't know any of that. So Dantes, tell me what were your impressions from it?
So I already said that the presentation sucked, and I said the lagging. But here's what I thought of. Right, there's been many attempts of this streaming service for video games. You know, the industry has been pushing for streaming for a while now. I don't know if you remember, there was a streaming service in the middle of 2000s that came out that did not succeed. I don't remember the name right now, but there was a streaming service. Then PlayStation bought Gaica, whatever it's called, Geico, no, Gaica, whatever it was called, to provide a streaming service solution. In reality, PlayStation did buy it, and they were just preparing. PlayStation did not went full force into it, and what I mean with that, it's just a service that if you're interested of buying and playing some games in other areas, you can use it, but you still have your PlayStation and the game's physical media because, you know, that's what's coming. But gamers are already, I would say, they don't trust those type of services at this time, not at all. And here's what I thought of. Google can hurt Microsoft. And let me explain what I mean. Not in the sense that Google is going to destroy Microsoft in competition and have the better service. No. Microsoft is pushing the digital media, the streaming service, more than the other two. But Google, if it comes out first than the xClouds, and it sucked, and it's bad, and it's a rocky start, like PlayStation Now, who had a rocky start at first, is it better? Yeah, it's better now, but people still don't trust the service. Even though they make good money, I'm not going to deny that, because if you see the last results, PlayStation Now made way more money than even a Game Pass. So people are buying it. So there's a crowd for it. But for hardcore gamers, I'm talking hardcore gamers, we don't trust. We have that bad taste in our mouths of PlayStation Now, where even Sony now is offering, at least for PlayStation 4 games, download directly to the hard drive, so maybe they can bring more hardcore gamers. And of course, they took that concept to clarify from Microsoft. I'm not denying that at all. They copied that from Microsoft. But my point that I'm making is, let's just say Google Stadia comes out, Caleones, and it's a bomb. It sucks. They have a lot of issues. Gamers are going to be even less. They're going to be more wary about that type of service, that it could hurt automatically xCloud out of the gate whenever the time is for Microsoft to show the service.
Okay, so what you're saying is that by Google showing the Stadia and it performing, underperforming based on what they've already established,
well, we don't know
that would
if it underperforms. If it underperforms,
yeah, we're going with if. Yeah. So if it underperforms, that in fact would actually hurt Microsoft.
I believe so. That's my opinion, just analyzing. That was my first thought when I saw all this. Because when you're the first out of the gate, where you're making big promises like Microsoft, which is a known identity in the video game industry, I believe because of the fans that you already have, they would have been more receptive or accepting for xCloud. Now, with Google coming out first and taking that chunk, could hurt Microsoft in two ways. If it sucks, people will be more skeptical about xCloud. I believe so. People are already skeptical, to clarify. I was streaming as a whole, because we're not there yet. Internet's not there yet. All the things that you said. So if Google comes out and it sucks, that is bad, what does Google have over Microsoft? They have money. And having this company putting over how many billions they stated on this and not making it work can make Microsoft look bad. Now, also coming out first, they could grab some of that more casual market who don't care about the lagging, who don't care that your inputs are a little bit off, that you're just playing casually games, that you just jump from one game to another. You're not beating games, you're just jumping game to game and just playing bytes and here and there. That casual market, Google could grab that casual market, also hurting Microsoft in the long run, because I believe that that's the market that Microsoft could have been going for with the xCloud, right? Now, this is why the Nintendo relationship, I said it a couple of weeks ago, Nintendo is making a big game-changing decision like they did with Sony many years ago, if Nintendo accepts this xCloud type of service on their system, a Game Pass type of service, could that crowd embrace it more in the Nintendo side of it because Nintendo's lacks third-party games, which you will get if it works. To clarify again, there's a lot of doubts too. You will get with Game Pass on xCloud. So there's a lot of moving parts. It's an interesting time in the video game industry, right? It's an interesting time. But also, what I also noticed about this, you tweeted and you answered to Jaffe, he was the creator of God of War and Twisted Metal. And he was, you gamers, you're always, we're always the bad guys. We're always the bad guys. Because gamers were having really, real good concerns, like ownership. They were giving corporations full control of how you absorb your media, right? There's a lot of things. Games are different. People keep putting games as Netflix, as movies and TVs. It is not the same, people. A movie you can watch quickly. Movies for years. We had this renting model that we would go to Blockbuster and rent a movie. We would go to Redbox and rent a movie. We would go to Netflix and just watch it because it was just a quick, let me watch a movie and that's it. Games is something that if hardcore gamers, I'm talking specifically, you own it, you play it. If you love the game, like give you an example, like Xenoblade Chronicles, for me, you love it. It's part of you basically for the rest of your life. It is not the same with a movie. Movies are good. I'm not saying it differently, but I'm just saying it is not the same. So there's concerns how we are gonna be sent. These corporations who are greedy already, who abuses employees when they're developing games. We already know the BS that they do, microtransactions and free to play games and loot boxes. Are you gonna trust the same companies to be the one managing your content? That is pure and simple the concern the gamers have and why we are against it as of right now. Aside from that, the presentations suck. So people are concerned because you saw the lag, you saw how crappy it looked, you saw it, you're like, is this really? And then they gave like a bad presentation where no price, no nothing, no explanation of how the system is gonna work, what is gonna be the shop or the Netflix type of, how you get your games. Nothing was explained. It was a bad presentation. Those are things that you needed to come out of the gate. And Phil Harrison, who worked for both PlayStation and Microsoft, should have known better. And that tells me that he's kind of like an, how you call it? He's a fossil now. He's out of touch, Caleones. Because the way the presentations have worked, the better. The new E3s or the last E3s has always clear messaging. You know why PlayStation destroyed the Xbox on their presentation when PlayStation 4 was announced? Because Sony came there with a clear message. It went in, here's the system. Well, they didn't show the system, but they showed the controller at that time. They explained the specs. They showed the games. They showed the OS. Everything was clear from the start. You know why the Wii U got destroyed? Because the messaging is or was awful. You know why the Switch is successful now, Caleones? Because the message is clear. From that first trailer, the Nintendo showed the concept of the Switch. It was a slam dunk. You knew exactly what the system was meant to do. And Google did not do it. Pure and simple. Did not do it. So again, I'm now rambling. I'm going to one of my Dantes rants right now. But to end, because I want Caleones to chime in of what I stated. In the end, Google could hurt Microsoft in more ways than one if this service does not deliver. If it delivers, I think could help Microsoft, honestly. But if it does not deliver, it could hurt it more. And also, we have the variable of Nintendo, and will they accept Game Pass for Microsoft moving forward? Anyway, I'm done ranting. Caleones, if you want to add anything of everything that I said.
I'm gonna discuss a couple of details, and then I'm gonna ask you a question. So we can go ahead and close out this topic. So basically, I don't know, looking at the presentation, the takeout from the people is, Yes, so you can play it on a computer, you can play it on a laptop, you can play it on a phone, you can play it on a tablet, you can like throughout different devices, and how they were like going jumping from one to the other. So is it going to be an app, an application that you open? Is it going to be working through Chrome? Like how exactly is it going to be working? The other thing is. Is the controller, that controller, is it going to be required for you to play it? I know that you said that you can connect to the Wi-Fi with the controller, but I mean, there's other controls that you can use, maybe connecting via Bluetooth and controllers that we have available right now. So like for example, right now I have my PS4 controller connected to the PC because I'm taking an Unreal 4 class, but it works fine. I tested it with a couple of games. So is that going to be possible, or do you have to absolutely go with that controller? And the other thing is, are they gonna offer, like for example, if you want to, the 4K 60 frames per second experience, whatever, um, are they gonna sell you a computer that where you can maybe download some of the games and use it like Netflix, where you can
I don't
download
think so, but
movies, and as long as you have a subscription, you can view the movie offline. And once the subscription expires, you can no longer access that movie. So are they gonna do something like that, or is everything gonna be exclusively through the browser and through the online? Um, so there's, I mean, still a couple of questions, and of course, there's no pricing at all. We don't know if this is going to be a monthly subscription, if it's going to be a one-time, yearly. If you buy it outright and you can play, for as long as you want. How is it going to work for the games? Because I know they went ahead and said, oh, you're watching a YouTube video and you just click on it and you go ahead and jump and start playing the game from that point in the video. What if you don't own the video? So I mean, if you don't own the game, can you just do that with any game, even if you don't own it? I mean, of course not. So they're not going to be taking up money away from the developers. So how is that going to work? Because I know if maybe they're going to have like I don't know a pop-up screen coming on the screen and say, hey, do you want to purchase it, or you want to jump on that scene? Click. I'm sorry, you don't own this game. Do you want to buy it, or something like that? Because there's going to be certain roadblocks that they did not show because they wanted to make the experience and everything shown on there to be seamless. In a way, I'll say this: that it seems like they did succeed to some point because the following day, Nintendo's and Sony stock went down like 5% because of the Stadia announcement. But I mean,
That's always happens. It's
yeah,
not a big deal, honestly. I mean, Nintendo has been the most successful console, and the stock went down because they did not hit the freaking targets. It's BS. That's BS.
okay.
I don't think that hurts that much.
And now I'm gonna be moving to my, the last point so we can close it out. Let's say, hypothetically, that Google Stadia comes out and it hits on every single thing that they announced at the conference, that it works great, that it is awesome, and it is the future of gaming. How worried should Nintendo be not only about the Nintendo Switch, but going forward, and what changes should Nintendo make?
Nothing, because Nintendo doesn't need to worry at all. Because even if it works as intended, you got a lot of people in the United States who don't get the type of internet that you'll need to run this. Even if you can run it with a basic internet, there's a lot of places you just don't have internet, Caleones. You should be surprised of how many people are living in areas who don't have access to internet. And they'll need their physical media so they can play the games right there. So Nintendo, who's right now out of the three, I would say the most physical media deliverer of the three, shouldn't have nothing to worry, and more because their experience that they're showing is portable. Even this working as it's intended, right? You need to have basically a plan on your phone that has no data caps if you want to use it on the phone or whatever. If not, if you have data caps, or like a lot of people are having data caps too, then the best way to play if you're going out or being portable is the Switch. It's not denying about it. So Nintendo doesn't have to worry about this generation or even the next. I think that they still have a strong same with PlayStation. I believe PlayStation, because Nintendo and Sony have the studios to sell you their hardware. You have to understand, they have the studios to sell you their hardware. That's why they're not the ones pushing this like hardcore, let's go, let's do it. It is Microsoft who's pushing, who does not have the studios. Are they building studios now? Maybe, but we have to wait and see until if they deliver. It's the same with Google Stadia. So again, Google doesn't have anything. So the question is, can Google grab a piece of the market? Yes. But hardcore gamers, who are the first one who buys your systems, who are at least 40 million to 50 million people who buy the system, will still buy those systems, both PlayStation and Switch, and play it, because with PlayStation, with the next PlayStation, they will want 4K native. And if they can get 4K 60 native, that's how you want to play. If you want to play online with no lag, that's the best way to play at your house, right? So again, I think it's a long way. I wouldn't worry. Now, can the industry move forward? At some point, everybody's offering a service like this. Yep, we can get to that at some point. But physical media will last longer than people expect, I believe. And you know me, if physical media at some point does die, I'm 60, ready to die, ready to retire. I got plenty of games on my backlog that I'm more than happy to go back and play. I'm fine with that. I don't think right now that this is taking over the world. I'm skeptical, as all the other streaming services have done and failed. Streaming for gaming requires more than a movie and a music, because you're not interacting with a movie. You're not interacting with music. You're just listening and watching. That is it. It is not the same as your play. There's more variables, Caleones. Just simple. Think about it this way. I'm not an engineer. Well, I'm not a developer. But think about it. How many variables you have to deal with when you're programming a game, what you're setting up. Now you have to deal with the server. Now you have to deal with the computing power that you have on those cloud. Now you have to deal with the input. Now you have to make sure that the people are connected. Now you have to make sure that the game runs correctly. There's so many variables that it's way harder to make things streaming on gaming than movies and music. We will get there? Yeah, I believe we'll get there. Maybe in 10, 15 years. Not right now. Not even close. Anyway, no more to say.
Well, I'll say this. Nintendo, I don't, again, I don't think they should be worried, because one thing, you're not going to see Mario, Link, Samus. Well, right now you're not seeing Samus anywhere, but you're not really going to see those games. Like, the first party output is not going to be there for Stadia. Nintendo's characters are not going to be there. Even Nintendo's indie games and their output and how they're selling. Like, there's right now, Nintendo is the go-to console when it comes to those type of games. They may not have the big third-party titles like Xbox and PlayStation, but for the most part, those games that are not on the Nintendo Switch right now are probably going to be the same games that are going to be on Google Stadia, and they're still not going to be on Switch. So it's if it doesn't really, if it hasn't really hurt Nintendo at this point, not having the big third-party games, it's not really going to hurt it with Stadia at all. So yeah, they shouldn't be worried. But I believe that there's other things happening behind the scenes, and something that we saw at the latest presentation, which is painting a really interesting future for Nintendo. So with this, I think we can go ahead and close this out, Dantes, and we can go ahead and move over to the next topic.
Okay. So I have the topic, so I don't know if you were thinking of one specifically. So are you thinking something specifically?
Well, yes. So we're going to be talking about, continue to talk about the Nintendo Switch and its future. But one of the futures that we may be seeing, and something that has been talked about over and over again, especially in the last couple of months, is a relationship in between Nintendo and Microsoft.
Okay, so before we do that, let's go into indies. I have indies as the news, and then we can talk about Microsoft then, okay? Okay? Anyway, with that, the big piece was that indies this week. That was a good presentation, I have to say myself. I thought that was even better than the last Nintendo Direct. Anyway, that's me. That's just me. Anyway, the Nintendo Indies Direct, which started up really good. they announced Cuphead, which was again a surprise. And then again, I'm going to news piece and pieces. Studio MDHR on Cuphead coming to the Switch. It was a surprise to them that Microsoft came and asked them to port the game over. So even the studio did not know that that was going to happen because, again, this is a Microsoft published game. So let me add to that relationship with Nintendo. But let's keep going with the Nindies. They saw. I'm gonna say the couple of games that they show. Where's my mouse? Here we go. They show Stranger Things 3. The game, Red Lantern, Rad from Double Fine. I thought that was a cool concept. Some people were giving a shit. I like Double Fine games. I thought it was interesting. I think it would be to give it a shot. Katana Zero, another good game. They show really well on the Direct. Nuclear Throne, Super Crate Box. Blambeer Arcade with Ultra Bucks. My Friend Pedro. This game I thought looked really good. I thought it was fun. The action, how it moved, everything, and it's gonna be exclusive for the Switch. Treasure in the Wall.
Yeah, a console exclusive.
Console exclusive. Yeah, console exclusive. My bad. Console exclusive. Yes. Blaster Master 02. Pine. Blood Roots. Overland. Darkwood. Neocab. Swim Sanity, which kind of was like one of those quirky multiplayer games underwater. Looked fun too. And then, of course, they close out with a surprise, which I didn't know it was a rhythm game when I first saw it. I was more hyped for it, but once I learned it was a rhythm game, my hype went a little bit down because I thought it looked like a normal Zelda game, but with the graphics that I would have liked to see for Link's Awakening. But it was Candace of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necrodancer, featuring, of course, Legend of Zelda. But I'm still going to give it a shot on the game, but so I'm interested to buy in the game and see how it plays with that rhythm mechanic that the game is known for. Anyway, that's it for the Nindies. Now, before we go into the Microsoft discussion, Caleones, what are your thoughts of the Nindies Direct and the games that they show? Anything that you're excited about?
Well, I mean, like you said, I even though I was one of the ones that said that the last Nintendo Direct was great, I probably will agree with you that this Nindies presentation was awesome. I mean, it was from the very beginning to the end. There was like not necessarily one surprise after the other. I know that the beginning and end of it took everybody by surprise. The middle games that were shown, a lot of games that it seems like they're gonna have pretty good potential. I know that Nintendo Switch right now, and this is coming from developers themselves. They said that Nintendo Switch is the go-to console when it comes to them coming over, bringing their new games, having amazing sales in it. So it's great that we get to see Nintendo continue to support the indie games and the indie companies.
Hey, Caleones, RX Gaming is on the chat. So what's up, RX? If you want to join this discussion because you like those directs, let me know. You're more than welcome to just call me in Skype and we'll put you on. So.
Yeah, right, but I guess in that case, let me do a quick roll call. Hey, how you doing, Linky TM, Toys and More Club in the chat. Dig is in the chat. Fusion and Dreams as well. And just going through here. I mean, of course, RX Gaming joining. So hey, everyone, thanks for dropping by and giving us your support. But I want to say, Nindy presentation. Did you think that Nintendo was going to announce a game like Cuphead in an Indies presentation? Because when they said that the rumors came out that was possibly going to happen, I said there's no way they're going to show it anywhere else except for in a Nintendo Direct. But they showed it at the Indies presentation.
Makes sense. I think it makes sense, honestly.
Yeah, but like I said, that's how much Nintendo is supporting the indie companies. And to put a game like that one, even though technically it is an indie game, but it's actually a game that has already sold like 2 to 3 million copies. So it is a big one. And it was possibly Microsoft, the Xbox best title in 2017. And actually one of the best games they've released in their console, from 2013 on, till today. And I know that your first comment was that their first, I guess, their first party offerings or their first party exclusives took another hit because now it's going to be available on another console. But then again,
yeah, there's no exclusive anymore on
yeah,
Xbox. I don't know why people
but
keep fighting that anyway.
no, there's none. But it makes absolutely a lot of sense for them to have the game on the Switch. It is a game for the
Wait.
Nintendo Switch
It
crowd.
makes sense if they're moving to a third party type of deal, if they're moving to this Netflix type of service. Because they're honestly devaluing Xbox completely. You don't need a freaking Xbox for anything. Anything at all. So if they don't care for Xbox and this is the future for them, being more of a third party company with this Netflix type of service, which is what they're heading into, then it makes sense. It does not make sense for the Xbox fan who spend their time with the Xbox ecosystem, who give them money, who pay for Xbox Live, which those services are coming to other places for free. Those are the people who get shafted, honestly. But for Microsoft, they don't care about them. They only care about that money. Hey, you do you guys. Good for you. Then yes, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but okay, so let's say this is something that they've already said. They said that they want to be in phones. They would like to be at some point in the Nintendo system. They would like to be on the play. Well, I'm not sure of the PlayStation if they
But
mention it
no,
by name.
wait.
But
It came out. It came out. They went to Sony and asked them to have their service on PlayStation 2. So Microsoft did went and asked.
okay,
They do want it on PlayStation. So
okay, so that's official.
mm-hmm.
So yes, so they are going to, or they want to go to a third party, like a pseudo third party format. Actually, that's going to be a full blown third party format, anyways. But they'll tell you this: you can go ahead and play our games and subscribe to our to our subscription or whatever in phones, tablets, and the Switch, the PlayStation, etc. If it goes through, if they go ahead and those in Sony and Nintendo embrace it, but if you want to experience the game at 4K, 60 frames, blah blah blah, at the at the highest end, then you can still go ahead and buy our Microsoft Xbox system, and I believe that's going to happen with the next one, with the next the next Xbox, which is going to be offered to live stream. It's going to be offered as a dedicated machine, but it's also because of that. So if you want to have that machine so you can play the game at its fullest, then you can still have that option. So I believe they're not gonna necessarily go away completely from like having the like the Xbox. And I believe that at some point, not only are they gonna be offering Game Pass, but I believe Steam is gonna be going over and being available as well. Not only on the Xbox console, but also on something like Google Stadia and different things like that. So I believe that will be the next step for Steam. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting if Nintendo does accept having Game Pass and having the Xbox SDKs and on there like xCloud, if they have something like that as well. It's gonna be very interesting because Nintendo doesn't really have the best network setup. They don't have. I mean, it's if you were to
it would
rank,
be like an
yeah.
app. It would be like an app. It would be
I mean,
It would be all handled by Microsoft if Game Pass or XCloud comes to Switch. I believe so.
yeah. So, but if a Game Pass were on Switch, do you think they would allow for you to download the game
No,
on the system
no,
so you can play it
because
offline?
no, because you have then now you're coding games for the Switch. Now things become harder. The Game Pass on the Switch will be streaming only. I'm telling you guys right now, don't get excited about downloading because again, it would be like porting the game. Cuphead is not a stream game. They ported the game to be playable on the Switch. If there's some games that are officially ported for the Switch and they're available on Game Pass, Caleones, then yes, you could download those games if you had Game Pass. But don't expect if they ever coded, give you an example, I don't know, Crackdown 3 for the Switch, even though that game could run on the Switch, honestly. But Crackdown 3, if they don't port it on the Switch, you won't be able to download it. You won't. It's just simple. As simple as that. So, no, I do not believe again, if there's games like Cuphead who happens to be on the Switch and got ported, then yes, those games I would say yes.
Okay, so we can pretty much count on games that may be compatible, like for example, like the Unreal Engine 4 games, which they still need to be optimized. But if they have companies willing to optimize and to make it available on the other systems like that, so you can download it, then yes, I believe that they would do it. But that you make a great point. At first, at the very least, it's probably going to be live streaming, and on the Switch, I mean, don't have to worry about having 4K or anything like that because the highest output that you can have on it is going to be 1080 p when it's docked or 720p on the handheld. So it shouldn't really take that much. But I don't believe that it might happen on the current Switch version. It might be on a Switch Pro because the Switch does need, I believe, a better Wi-Fi connection than the one it currently has. So because I mean we've experienced it a lot of times on disconnecting and things like that. So yeah, so that's I guess that's what it is. But I think that that relationship will continue to grow, and this might actually motivate Sony if Nintendo does say yes for them to come around and maybe say yes to something like Game Pass. The
Nope.
only thing is
That's not happening, dude.
that having Game Pass on there, you're gonna have certain third-party games on the system that people might say, "Hey, I can play this on the Game Pass, so I don't have to buy it on this PlayStation." So it might take a long time
Dude,
for
the
Sony to
reason
accept something like
Sony said no, again, it's a rumor, but it came out, strong rumors came out. They said that yes, Microsoft did went to Sony. The reason Sony said no is because they have a competing platform. It's the PlayStation Now. And until Sony figures out what they want to do with PlayStation Now, unless they give up with PlayStation Now completely, there may be Caleones. But until PlayStation Now is making them that money, they won't do it. I don't know. It's simple as that. It's all business. And people are like, oh my god, Sony is a dick because they don't allow Game Pass and you got Microsoft and Sony play. Excuse me, Microsoft and Nintendo playing so nice together. Why Sony evil? It's business, people. It's simple fact as business. That is it. Microsoft has a competing platform, which is Game Pass to PlayStation Now. You, as a competitor of a product, will you have the other person's product in your store? No. Simple as that. Simple as that. Now I'll put it this way: does Nintendo has a competing platform against Microsoft or PlayStation, Caleones?
yeah, I'll say right now at this moment they could.
No, 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 no.
Uh,
Do they have it right now?
no,
Okay. Don't have any streaming service at all, correct?
no.
That's what I'm saying. Could they have it down the road? Yeah. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying right now, at this moment in time, they don't have anything that
Well,
competes with that.
I'll say like they had it maybe like 15, 20 years ago because I remember when we went to a hotel, they had like a little box where you could choose one of the Nintendo games and they gave you the controller so you can play it.
That wasn't
Uh,
streaming though.
but
It was a box that had the game inside, like an emulator. Come on,
but
man.
they had something. I just remember playing something. But no,
Okay.
they don't have anything at this moment and really they I mean even if they wanted to, it wouldn't be able to run properly because they do not have the network and the infrastructure to be able to run something like that, which is why unless Nintendo is willing to invest millions and millions and millions or and probably hundreds of millions of dollars into building one, might be better for them to just go with Xbox Live.
Okay, just touching on a couple of things. Microsoft also stated after the partnership with Cuphead was announced, no Xbox Live SDK on this time on the Switch for now, but expects more Xbox Live enabled games like Cuphead to come to the Switch over the next year. So again, there's been other rumors like Ori and the Blind Forest. That would be a good game for Microsoft to have. What was the other? Lucky Still, whatever. That you don't want that Nintendo. But
Hey,
Ori and the Blind Forest,
might
yes.
maybe they'll go back and bring games like like Blue Dragon, like what was the other one? The different RPGs that they released during the Xbox 360 era, that they might be able to port those over to the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, you know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So I mean, so there's a big well, actually, if you count every single Microsoft first party game outside of Minecraft, none of them sold in Japan because nobody bought the Xbox. So pretty much anything from the original Xbox all the way to Xbox One that is a first party game and is not available anywhere else is a really good candidate to be ported over to the Nintendo Switch.
We shall see. Okay, and then going back, I know we're jumping, but this is today's kind of like rapid fire. We're all over the place. There's no set rules today. We're breaking the rules, breaking the law, breaking the law. So going back to the Indies, yes, we know about the partnership with Microsoft. It's all good. We shall see what the future holds, Caleones, to close that subject specifically. Now, to go back to the Indies, anything there that impressed you and that you're buying or looking forward to?
Well, I mean, of course, the big one, the way that they close out the show with Cadence of Hyrule. I after seeing the show, I actually sat down with my son and I started to look at reaction videos to the presentation and see how people were reacting to the announcement, and people were going nuts. They were going nuts. I'm not sure if our ex did a reaction video. I didn't really see one. If he did, I would like to see his reaction of it. But yes, I mean, a lot of people were extremely happy about Hyrule. Yeah, I mean, Cadence of Hyrule. It was a big surprise, and I think the biggest surprise, even though you said that you kind of fell down a little because it's more like a written game than like an all-out like action adventure type game. But the thing is, how big is it that Nintendo is allowing indie companies to have Nintendo IPs on their games?
So going back to that game, right? The people who developed Candace of Hyrule, they said that originally what they offered was a DLC for their game that they're building, but then Nintendo was so impressed that they said, please turn it into a full game. So there you go. That's crazy, Caleones. That's crazy. They said originally they were just proposing a DLC. They kind of gave them like a little bit of a taste of it. And then when they saw it, Nintendo said, no, just make it a full game, fam. That's what they said. Hey, props for Nintendo. That takes some balls. They're allowing a studio. And, the first game was well received. So it's not like they're taking a huge risk either, kind of. They're not giving the IP and like anything. You have to show a prototype, right, first to Nintendo. It's not like, oh my God, they're taking a huge risk here. Come on, guys.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen other people online. They're like, "Oh, I have this, this concept for a Nintendo game. I have this other concept." Like somebody was very expressive on their tweet using the F word, and they had a video of their game running, which was Fat Yoshi. So something like that, no, Nintendo's not gonna consider it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But like
saying.
you said, yeah, but something that is gonna honor the franchise and is not gonna, I mean, like slander it or anything like that. Nintendo will
Dude,
definitely consider it. So
imagine this. Imagine the developers of Shovel Knight doing a Metroid type of 2D game.
no, the developer of Action Verge doing a Metroid game.
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. Again, the people who did the racing game that looks like F-Zero already, can they give them the Nintendo code? If Nintendo's more willing to do that, we could finally see an F-Zero game, right? So, just saying, this does open the doors for more developers to think now, oh, Nintendo is opening up a little bit. Maybe I should, and I said this though, Caleones, and this is why I don't know why people are surprised, but I said this in the show. Credit me, of course, like always. But I stated that Nintendo's being smart this generation because what did I say last generation? The Wii U, they tried to sell the game by themselves, and they made all the possible games themselves, right, Caleones? They're having smart relationship with other developers like Mario and Rabbids, like Candace of Hyrule, right? They're having like the relationship with Ubisoft with the Star Fox type of game. They're having those types of relationships so they can build first-party games because Nintendo gives you the chance to play, do a first-party game or a first-party IP, you're not putting in any. Ok, estamos streaming otra vez. Pues hay que poner parte 1 y parte 2. Okay, we're back. I do apologize for that. Internet went down. Let me see. Yep. So keep go back. We're back. Anyway, type it in there. Caleones saying that we're back. Okay, so we're back. Let's see how we do. Hopefully my internet doesn't. It went down. Completely went down. So there's other times that so something happened because Skype was still on. I lost Skype. I lost everything. So I apologize. But let's back to the gear that I was saying. And what I was saying is that Nintendo is doing smart relationships with developers to be able to have more first-party games on the system, and I think you'll see more. So, anything to add on that, Carlos?
No, I mean not really. I think the this is going to be something where, well, I'll say the biggest impression out of this is it is one thing to see Ubisoft handling a Nintendo IP like Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, having Mario on that one, or having Star Fox on Starlink Battle for Atlas. But it's a completely different thing for an indie company to have that. So I just wanted to say real quick. So as far as the Cadence of Hyrule, it is Brace Yourself Games, the one that are developing the game. For Fast RMX, it is the Shinen Multimedia, and of course, Action Verge is Thomas Hap Games. So we can give the proper credit for them. But yes, it is a bigger deal for Nintendo to give it to an indie developer than it is for Ubisoft, because Ubisoft it is a big company. It is known all around the world. They have many games that people have already played, and of course they would have, and they already had that relationship with Nintendo, giving them exclusive games on the Wii U. So we've already seen that relationship, and it's of course getting better. But the biggest surprise is that they gave it to an indie developer, and that opens the door, like you said. Maybe we can see on other indie games tackling Metroid. Maybe we can see some other.
Oh,
Yo, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó?
what's up? Let me call you back. I'll add you to the stream. 1 second.
Okay.
Hey, Caleones, can you hear me?
I can, yes, sir.
Okay, sorry about that. Let me add. How do you? Oh, you're right here. Let me add our buddy RX Gaming. Sorry.
Okay, so we're 2 and we're becoming 3.
Yep. Going to him now. Okay, I'm calling him. Hopefully he'll pick it up.
Oh, while we wait, we have Jose Flores on the chat, and he is asking, when is the next episode of Boiling Point, Dantes? When are we gonna see another one?
When I get the energy again to do content.
Well, I guess it'll make it easier if, like Jose Flores, what kind of topic would you like Dantes to tackle on one of his Boiling Point videos?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, ¿cómo están?
What's up? What's up? RX Gaming is joining us on audio form, to clarify, but he's here. RX, we wanted you here because I know I gave a lot of shit to Nintendo on their last direct, but I said that this Nintendo Indies I thought was better than the last direct, and I thought it was really good. So I wanted to hear your opinion on this Indies direct.
Yo, my opinion is, I think you are right, Dante. I think this direct blew me away more than the other direct, to be honest with you.
There you go. It's good to hear when you're right. It's good to hear that. It's good to hear.
Because first of all, they came out with a big announcement. Was Cuphead, a Microsoft exclusive. All right, which
Oh,
is like, yeah.
well, okay, so paint us the picture. So you were watching the presentation, and then all of a sudden, after he poured the milk, and you saw the two characters jump out, what was your reaction to it, RX?
I lost it. I'm like, at first when the video came through, right? I'm like, all right, what is this? And then the guy was like, 20-degree precise, and I'm like, I'm getting bored. What is this? And then, and then when he poured the milk, and I see these Cuphead dancing, I'm like, yo, the rumors are true. Like, I was so happy, man. I was so happy because I never played the game, and now it's like the first, now I can play the game finally. I'm
Okay.
so hyped for it.
Cool, cool, cool. And what do you think about the relationship with Microsoft and Nintendo? Do you like it?
I love it, bro. I tell this to everybody that owns a Xbox. I tell them, listen, get yourself a Switch because that's technically your Microsoft portable system right there. Like that's basically it. Like you can't hate on it no more. Like there you go.
Come on, RX. Don't say that because then I'll stop playing Nintendo Switch.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Dantes hates the Xbox that much. He only has it as a HD Blu-ray player, so
4K
he can
Blu-ray
watch
player.
movies.
That's it. It
Yeah,
collects dust. I
Wow.
barely use it. And I'm just joking to clarify. Unless Nintendo stops giving me fire games like Octopath Traveler, I'm not stopping to play in the Switch. But I
Yeah.
don't want to look at it like a Microsoft portable system because Microsoft is not smart enough to make something like that. Again, hardware related. There is smart mother effers with software, but hardware, I don't think that's the same, right?
Like let's say it this way though. Let's say games like Cuphead or like I'm talking about 360 games or like some Xbox One game could be hard, on your hard drive. And let's say like big games like in Halo, the brand new Halo could be like streamed if they could figure that out. That could be a good idea.
Well, there will be doing that. That's what Caleones and I were talking. Like the only games that I foresee that you'll be able to download are games that are ported directly to the Switch, like Cuphead, hopefully Ori and the Blind Forest, something like that. They will get ported. They could probably get Crackdown 3 on the Switch. Trust me, how that
Oh
game
hell
looks.
yeah.
That you could run it on the Switch.
Yeah.
But anyway, but other games like the big games like the new Gears of War and Halo, no, that is not. That's the only way you're gonna get those is streaming, or other third-party games that are already on Game Pass. You should be able only to get those streaming.
Mm. Yeah, there you
yeah.
go.
So quick shout out, Joka YouTuber. Welcome to the stream. So yes, so we have Cuphead. We have your reaction to it. Then you continue to watch the other the stream or the presentation. What else? Any other games that captured? And that's before we talk about the last one that they showed, because I want you to
Oh, that
address
one.
that.
Woo.
But any other game before we get to the last one that caught your eye?
The I forget the name of it. It's about this girl that has like a pack of dogs. You
Oh,
know what I'm?
yep.
Oh
Let me
man,
get
that
the.
looks.
Oh, I closed the link. My bad. No, no, I did not. Okay, let me go get it. Find the game name. Oof. Red Lantern.
Oof, oof.
Red
That
Lantern.
game looks
It
amazing.
looks like it's more like a survival type of game. Almost
And I'm
like you have
like,
to keep your dogs alive through all the the experience and stuff like that. So
yeah. At first, like to tell you the truth, at first I was watching the trailer and I'm like, what is this? Then she was like, I have a dream, and I'm like, okay. And then you see her walking, riding the dogs and whatever, and then like tragic happened. There's a bear biting the dog. I'm like, whoa, this is my type of game, and that's what got me interested. The bear got me interested to the game.
I'll say that for me the bigger developer was Developer Digital because Katana Zero and My Name is Pedro with that fast action type of game that arcadey that I do
Mm-hmm.
enjoy. And Caleones can tell you that because I like Resogun and games like that, right? I think they kill it with those two games. I'm looking forward to them. And my friend Pedro is exclusive to the Switch. It looks entertaining and looks like it's gonna be a quick action game that you can pick up and just quickly play. I know Caleones for him, Blaster Master Zero, he was all over that. He was screaming like a little girl when that came out. Uh, and then let's talk about the big part that we were talking about. Candace of Hyrule, how Nintendo is accepting other developers to take their IPs and do something new and different with it. What do you think about that, RX? Do you think that Nintendo is doing something crazy with letting indie developers take some of their IPs?
That's the smartest idea Nintendo ever had in the entire life. Having indie developer use their IP. Because I don't know if you noticed, over the year, indie developers are getting super creative with their games. And imagine what Nintendo characters. That would be amazing, you know?
Well, that's what we were talking about. People who, like, you know, the developer of Shovel Knight, right?
Yeah.
Could take any game, any 2D game from Nintendo's past, I think, and I would give it to them with my, you know, my eyes closed. Give them a 2D Kid Icarus game. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So we've had the last Nintendo Direct, and we had this Nindies presentation, and both of them ended with a Zelda reveal at the end. So if they're giving us a Link's Awakening and Cadence of Hyrule, what new Zelda game are they going to announce on the next Direct? Because I mean now I'm just expecting it. I'm just expecting that each Direct is going to end with a Zelda game. So I mean, is that okay? Is it possible?
No, it's gonna be another indie Direct, and they're gonna show the last game. It's gonna be some random stuff. You'll be like, oh, I like the game, and then you'll see Mario out of nowhere. Like, oh, it's Mario's turn to be in the indie game. That's gonna happen.
Okay, so well, I'm gonna pose a question to both of you, and this is coming from the chat. It is Jose Flores, and he is saying, do y'all think that since Nintendo and Microsoft are doing this, will any Nintendo games go to the Xbox?
No.
No.
Not to be. No, just because Xbox is doing this. I feel like Xbox is doing this because I feel like they just want to focus on a service base. Then they don't care about. I don't think they care about hardware anymore. They only care about like having a service of their games so other people could get it. And you know, I'm thinking as a company, they want money. A company want money. They want you to subscribe to the service. They're trying to put it on the phone. They're trying to put it on the Switch, anywhere they can, so that way people can subscribe to the service and they can get more money out of it. Nintendo's not looking for a service. Nintendo want to sell hardware and want to, make games. That's what I think. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll say that if we ever see any Nintendo exclusive game go over to the Xbox, it probably would be something like Bayonetta 2, or something that is not, it doesn't directly tie with a Nintendo IP. So that would be like the extreme of it. I don't think it's gonna happen because Microsoft is the one that wants to take Xbox Live and have it available everywhere, on phones, on tablets, or even on the PlayStations. They want to have it because, like RX said, like we mentioned before as well, they're going more to like a streaming service type. They already have it with Game Pass, and that's what they see the real money is going to be is on that. And of course, that is going to allow them to have it available in more devices. There's how many billions of phones in the world, how many hundreds of millions of PlayStations and Nintendo devices already sold. And I think that the only reason why Sony made more money with their PSN service than Xbox did with Xbox Live and the Game Pass is because they have such a big gap in between the PlayStation 4 sales versus the Xbox One sales. If we had the same amount of Xbox One and PS4 systems sold, I believe Microsoft would have done more money with their Xbox Live and Game Pass offerings than PlayStation with their PSN. So that's why Microsoft wants to make sure that their services are not limited only to their console, and that it will be available on other systems as well and on other devices, so they can maximize the potential of how much money they can make with it.
Well, we shall see how Microsoft and Nintendo partnership. What I was gonna say though is the smart thing about Nintendo doing what they're doing is because once you get that IP done by another company, it's only gonna stay Nintendo. And people were saying, like again, Detroit Become Human, Heavy Rain, and Beyond Two Souls that came to the now PC. Guys, those was a second party games, right? The contract ended. So those games, as soon as that contract ended, I don't know if you guys noticed, all of them came to the PC, and I think that's what's happening. You can either make second party contracts or you can give first party IPs to be developed. Now, question: is Ratchet and Clank ever gone to a system, another different system? No, because that's a first-party IP that is always developed by a second-party company. That's the difference. I will never see a Nintendo IP going into other systems. So,
And just to I don't know if you guys know this, but Microsoft, the company, I read, I think I seen this before. Like they went up to Nintendo and they asked them, "Oh, should we? I mean, I would like to put Cuphead in your system." And then they told the developer to make Cuphead for the Switch. So the Microsoft went to them. You know,
yeah,
yeah, it wasn't
that's
planned.
part of the deal.
Yeah.
Get us Game Pass there, even though they have an announcement. We'll give you some of our best games. Two, Ori and the Blind Forest and Cuphead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we might end up seeing Game Pass, but I mean, Microsoft would be smart to maximize, their money there, how much money they can make off of those games by releasing the game first and then having Game Pass available. So I think, I mean, how much money do they make with Minecraft? And Minecraft is the only Microsoft game ever to get to 1 million sales in Japan, and that was of course on the Nintendo Switch device. But if you count the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation, and all those sales, it just makes sense for them to make their games available like that because they have no. I mean, they don't sell anything in Japan, so that would be another big territory that they can add to their pocket. So I think that'll be big. They might not have they might offer a Game Pass on the PlayStation, but for games like Cuphead, games like Ori, I believe they will be going to Nintendo first because those are the ones that are more willing to listen to Microsoft to maybe adopt something like Game Pass and Xbox Live in it. So of course that relationship will grow first, and maybe at some point, if it works here, maybe like Dantes said, if something like like the PlayStation now doesn't really take off, maybe Sony will embrace the Xbox, like Game Pass or something.
Wait, I have a question to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think if Xbox put their subscription service on the Switch, do you think that means that in Japan Xbox are going to start selling?
No.
No?
No, the Xbox is dead. In Japan and everybody in the world, Xbox is dead. The point of Microsoft putting it on Nintendo platform, right, is because then you're selling your service, the Game Pass, on Japan, on Japanese consoles, which Nintendo owns the Japanese market. So you're opening the chance of having more users, which is what Microsoft likes now, the term users. They don't tell you how much they sold. They only care about users. They say user this, user that. So if they can able to get more users in Japan, thanks to the Nintendo Switch specifically, that's what they're looking for. The Xbox hardware itself will not sell a dime out of this. In reverse, Microsoft is devaluing the Xbox console a lot by doing all of this, right? And that's fine because Microsoft, to their credit, they don't care about the Xbox brand. They care about that money, and they want to move into that Netflix type of service. They truly feel that in their balls that's the future, and that's what they're going to be pushing for sure.
Yeah, my God.
Yeah, that's my opinion. I don't know, Caleones, if you feel different.
Well, I mean, it's we can all try to figure out what was going to happen. I know that it's always been rumors about Nintendo, Microsoft, their relationship, and all that. But with seeing Cuphead coming over to the system, that's a pretty good indication that there's some talk, that they're talking about it, that they're willing to at least bring a game over to the Switch. And I know, like Nintendo, Microsoft, they are located right in front of the other. Like all they got to do is just walk the street, and they're already at the other's, company's front door. So the relationship is there. So hopefully that will be, that will continue to grow. Something that I want to point out is, if you guys, what was his name? I'm trying to. Okay, do you remember Damon Baker and who Damon Baker is, right?
It's in for IGN.
No. Damon Baker.
Was he used to work for Nintendo and now works for Microsoft. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so he was the one of Indies and the Indies presentation and all of that. He was the one in charge for Nintendo, and he actually went over to work for Microsoft So maybe that could be one of the reasons why Microsoft decided to approach the developer and say, bring it over to the Switch, because now they have somebody like Damon Baker to influence and also like help grow the community. I know that Microsoft did announce an indie presentation. I believe it's on the 26th or something like that. So I'm really looking forward to see what is going to happen, because I know Damon Baker has his fingerprints all over that, to see what Microsoft is going to be doing. So yeah, just very interesting overall, and especially when it comes to Nintendo's future. I know that we still don't have a browser, we still don't have Netflix or things like that, but we got Cuphead, so I'm happy. So
Okay. Okay, with that, I think it's time to move on. Let's do a couple quick fires so we can start ending the show. First quick fire, I have to say, Square Enix reaffirms new Octopath Traveler game in development for the Nintendo Switch. That's fire. The only thing I'm gonna say, I'm there day one. Caleones and RX Gaming, I am there. Octopath Traveler is destroying my life. I don't go to the bathroom. I take shit on my pants. Whatever I have to do.
well, you do know that Switch is portable, right?
No, I do. I do know that, but I just don't want to get off the chair when I'm playing dock, and also I like playing at dock better than portable. So.
So he likes to see those sprites in 1080p.
Oh, that game, that background looks great. I don't eat.
How about the music? How about the music?
Oh, the music is great. The music is awesome. It does deserve, in my opinion, to be a candidate like last year's Games Award, right? But Xenoblade's still better on music. Let me add that right now before people come at me. Xenoblade's music is still way fire than Octopath, but Octopath's music is really damn good too. So the reason I'm giving this sales pitch is if you haven't played Octopath Traveler, first, you suck. Second, you should go to the store right now, buy Octopath Traveler, show some love to these devs because they did an amazing
there's a demo
game.
out there.
What?
There's a demo out there.
There's a demo out there. Please play it. If you like old school RPGs, this game is really good. And now a lot of people said, the story, there's not overlapping story, and that's the weakness of the game. It's not an overlapping story. But individual stories, I've been entertained. I've been engaged. There's some better than others. I'm not gonna deny that. But the ones that are good are really good. Like Primor's. Primor's story is the best. Cyrus and Ophelia's story was picking up really, really well. So again, I would recommend playing it. And I'm going after that secret boss and get the secret ending too, which supposedly helps tie up all the stories. So I'm going for all that, Caleones. But admittedly, they're saying that the game is being developed, which this won't surprise anyone, right? It sold at 1.5 million.
It sold over 1 million copies outside of Japan. So that's how great the reception has been.
Wow.
Yep. So also a prequel was announced for mobile. I'll be probably getting that too, just to see. Hopefully it's just a quick mobile game, nothing too extreme. I hate playing mobile games. But if it's in the Octopath world, I'm there too. And of course, I'm looking forward to that sequel coming out. And Caleones, you suck. You consistently play crap on the Switch, and you don't play gems like this. It's a sad day that I call you my co-host of the Nintendo podcast when you haven't played this game. So I'm calling you out right now. You better buy this damn game and go and play the damn game, okay? Just saying.
You haven't played the game?
Caleones, he asked you.
I played the
my
demo.
God.
I played the demo. I haven't played the game yet.
No.
RX, did you play the game?
Oh, I love it.
RX, I played the game, and you haven't played the game. Now we're going to gang up on you right now, Caleones. What is wrong with you? God damn. Stop playing Tetris 99.
I'm glad that his video is not showing, because you probably would have just kicked me out and put his video instead.
God damn, and I'm ashamed of myself that I waited so long to play this game. It's just that backlog of games is tough to manage, and there's games sometimes that you just have to leave for later, but once you play them, I'm a new fan. This is Square best RPG. This is the best Final Fantasy game since Final Fantasy 9. So let me put it that way. Final Fantasy 15 sucks monkey balls, and this game just proves it even more that this game is just fire. Go play it, Caleones. I don't want no excuses. By summertime this year, you need to have played and beat the game because you start a lot of games and don't finish them. So I'm also calling you out on that. So you better play that game.
Okay, so can I call you out when I buy Fire Emblem 3 Houses, play it, beat it, and you don't?
Ooh.
Well, that would be one out of. Did you beat Mario and Rabbids? No. Did you beat Octopath Traveler? No. Did you beat Xenoblade Torrent of the Golden Country? No. So I should continue with the shit that I've beaten and you haven't beaten? Did you beat Transistor on the Switch? No. Can I continue? Should I keep going? Right? Did you did 100% Zelda Breath of the Wild? No. Should I continue? Should I keep going? Did you did 100% Mario Odyssey? No. But I did, fam. I did. Just saying. At the end of the day, a Sony fan, it's beating you on your Nintendo systems. Come on.
You even have Jose Flores making fun of me on the chat. Come on, man.
No, we love Caleones. Caleones is a bigger Nintendo fan. I'm just trying to make sure that, because this is an issue to clarify that Caleones always have had. He jumps around too much on games, doesn't stick to one and finish it. I'm just giving him shit so he can focus and finish some games. That's the only thing I'm saying. So.
I wasn't gonna say nothing because I don't want Dante to bully me, but I do the same thing too.
I'm gonna bully you, RX. Wait, did you beat Mario Odyssey?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's my favorite game of all time. So
okay, and you got 100% on that?
No.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you shit. I have 100% on that.
Oh God.
I did 100% twice. I have 100 hours on that game. So.
Wait, twice?
Yep. I love the game too. Now Mario Galaxy 2 is still better, way better, but I still like I like that game.
Okay.
Yeah. we're gonna get into subjects. Zelda Breath of the Wild, I did 100% too. Just saying. I got every Korok seed. I got it, and they gave me a piece of shit. That was one of the first videos that we put in this channel. You guys can go back and see it when I finally get the prize for the 100 Korok seeds, and I gave shit to Nintendo for giving me a piece of shit for giving 100% of the Korok seeds.
Wait, can you sell it? Can you sell that or no?
The piece of shit? No, it's just an item that sticks there.
Wow.
No, it's bad. It was the worst award. There is when I noticed that my OCD. I got some issues that I need to deal with, right? In my life in general, and that's where kind of like I'm lowering my plat account because of trying to be less OCD, right? But anyway, Caleones, so are you promising me that you're gonna play Octopath Traveler? Okay, good boy.
Yes,
good
yes.
Boy.
I mean, I don't know if I can get around to it in the summer, but yes, I'm gonna be playing it.
Whoa, you need to play it now. What are you playing? Okay, let's wait. What are you playing right now?
Right now, I'm actually getting around to finishing the review of Wargroove, also of Unwritten Tales 2. That's another one that the book of Unwritten Tales 2, and I need to complete them by Wednesday because I was talking to the director of the game Perception on the Nintendo Switch, and I promised him that I got to clear my backlog of game reviews so I can jump in his game, play it, and review it as well. So I'm working on the outside of the games that you normally play, but I'm still playing games. It's just that it's not the same ones that you are.
See, this is why living in a channel, it sucks, because I will never let a channel dictate what I'm playing. Just saying, Caleones. And I know you're working hard, you're putting that work, which is good, Caleones. I'm proud of you. But then you're playing all these games that you have to meet a deadline, like your IGN, and that you're missing out on awesome games. That's what I'm saying. Okay? Anyway.
Nintendo ruined me when they did the Indie Direct, when they said, oh, guess what, guys? We have a sale. Bruh, I'm playing all these games now. I haven't finished none of them.
Hey, they got good games. Like, Blaster Master 2 came the same day. Final Fantasy finally showing up in the system. So there's I'm telling you, look, I said it in this show, and I said it to Caleones. The Switch is the best system since the Super NES. Hands down, the N64 doesn't compare. The GameCube doesn't compare. The Wii U, of course, doesn't compare. The Wii, I'll say it does not, even though it had really good games, and a lot of people doesn't give it enough credit. It does not compare to the Switch and the amount of good games it has on the system. So.
Okay, so you talked about Final Fantasy 7 coming up eventually.
Yeah, April.
Cuphead, of course. So, do you think those games are going to be #1 on the eShop when they come out?
Yep.
Yeah. I think Cuphead is gonna pass Final Fantasy first. Yeah.
We shall see. We shall see. We shall see.
Okay.
Anyway, with that, going back to the subject, Octopath sequel. Let me know, Nintendo, if you come out with that on E3 press conference on the direct, you already won E3 for me. Just saying. Anyway, if you guys want to win E3 for me, just show me the new Octopath Traveler. And at the same time, it shouldn't take them too much to build it, right, Caleones? I mean, they have the engine, they have everything that they need. That game should possibly, by next year, we should probably see a new Octopath Traveler.
I mean, they really don't need to improve anything else. Like the engine, how they look, and everything, it looks great. So, like you said, and from what I heard from people, the only thing that they need to improve upon is the delivery of the story to make it more so like a centered storyline, and then maybe like a Final Fantasy VI type of game when it comes to the story. But other than that, I mean, that's the only negative that I heard from the game. Everything else. It's all being positive.
Best 2D battle system of all time. I'm saying it right now, and this is not coming from a noob. In case you come out at me at the chat, this is coming from a person who, you can ask Caleones, has been playing RPGs since the Super NES day. I play Chrono Trigger. I play all the Final Fantasies in the Super NES. I play Breath of Fire. I play Xenogears. I play Lunar Silverstar Story and Lunar Eternal Blue, 2 of the best RPGs of all time. So I'm telling you, when I say this battle system is fire, I'm telling you, it is really damn good. It's really damn engaging. So I want to give a lot of props to it. So.
It's the best battle system when it comes to turn-based.
Yep, agree.
I've never had so much fun.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Agree, 100%. Okay, and to finish, let's go with MPDs. Nintendo still killing it, Caleones. Nintendo reached the highest year-to-date dollar sales for Nintendo-produced hardware since 2011. And, of course, jumping quickly into the MPD list, Smash killing it still. But let me put a couple. Anthem was #1. That sucks. But Jump Force, then Kingdom Hearts 3, Far Cry, Red Dead, Resident Evil 2 selling really well. And #7, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate still selling consoles or games, Caleones.
Yeah, but that's only physical. It doesn't count digital.
Nope, does not. Metro Exodus, NBA 2K #9, 10 Call of Duty Black Ops, 11 New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, 12 Mario Kart 8, 13 Grand Theft Auto 5, 14 Assassin's Creed Odyssey, 15 Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, still selling, Caleones, 16 Minecraft, 17 Super Mario Party, 18 Tom Clancy, 19 Madden, and 20 Marvel's Spider-Man. Nintendo is ruling the MPD with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games in the top 20, Caleones. They are all exclusive to the Switch. Anything to add, RX and Caleones?
Wait, I thought Caleones was gonna go first. That's why I was.
All right, Caleones, you go first.
Right now, you're the guest, so I'm letting you go first.
Okay, go, Alex, go.
No, what I'm thinking is that it's crazy how like a game like Super Mario U Deluxe is still selling, which is like crazy to me because it's like from the Wii U era, you know, and to have Smash still selling is amazing to me because I thought that game was gonna be like, all right, people got it, and then it's gonna like dwindle in sales, but nah, it's not. It's still up there.
I've been playing Smash for many console generations, and there's been no Smash that grabbed me as much as this one. I went over the 200-hour mark on Smash over the weekend. I always cup once in a while, play a little bit online. You know, it's not like I completely dropped the game. So, you know, give it credit. It's the best Smash to me. I like the speed. I like how it flows. So it deserves the sales that it deserves. Again, Nintendo is killing it. This console generation, one of their best. So, Caleones, anything to add on this sales? Are you surprised how well Nintendo's destroying? Is this year it's just Nintendo gonna run the gauntlet and win every month?
Well, I think the most surprising thing about Nintendo being number one on the NPD and actually up year on year compared to last year is that they didn't release any new games. There were no releases. We had the new Super Mario Brothers release back in January, but the power of Smash, the power of Mario Kart, the power of Breath of the Wild is still continuing to push Nintendo and being number one. So now in March, at the tail end of March, we're gonna have Yoshi's Crafted World. It's which is still a big first party game, and then April we're gonna have the Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy 12. I believe Final Fantasy 7 is gonna be available in April as well, and then from that is gonna be an onslaught of games. Oh, and we have one more big game in April that we haven't talked about that I think I just wanted to cover before we end the conversation, and it's the Nintendo Labo VR.
Day one. Hey. No. Day one.
Dude, right now, I don't know if I didn't put the news because I didn't want to have negative news today. The freaking Labos are down at $20 right now, sale on every store because they're not selling at all.
I'm about to go to GameStop right now. Hold on.
Yep, go find it. It's already at $20 in Targets and stuff like that.
But actually, GameStop does have the Starlink Battle for Atlas Nintendo Switch edition for $20. If anybody's interested and wants to go get it. But I haven't seen Labo down to $20. I think that's an exaggeration. Come on, man.
Come on, Dante.
Nope, it is not. You want me to get the news? Let me 1 second because Caleones is questioning my integrity as a news.
That is a fake article.
Let me find the article right here. Some Targets are selling Labo kits at $17 to $20, and let me pull it up here and I'll talk about it. My Nintendo news. You guys can go get it. This is what we use. Let me go. This is how well it's selling the Labo. It appears that some Target stores have discounted a variety of Nintendo Labo kits in certain stores in the US. 3 items that are currently priced at $17.99 and $20.99. According to the Cheap Ass Gamer Twitter account, it is probably the best to call your Target store to see whether they have discounted their Labo products.
Damn, my store doesn't have it. Oh man, I expect that now.
Caleones, I just want to say something. Burn. Burn.
It's just an error in pricing because
error in pricing.
It's a fake article. It's a fake.
Fake news, people. Fake news.
Listen. I'm supporting the VR.
Wrong.
Just because.
Wrong.
I'm supporting it just because I won Pokemon Snap. All right, people, buy Labo so we can get Pokemon Snap. All right, that's my childhood. That's it.
Okay. Well, there you go. So Labo VR. Well, let me let Caleones just finish what he's talking. Were you saying that big release is gonna sell system? That's what you were saying, Caleones. To clarify.
Okay, so we've had this talk about Nintendo VR, how it has a 720p screen, how VR would look horrible in it. And I'll tell you, I'll be honest. That's why I was saying that something like having the Virtual Boy games on the Nintendo Switch as a VR option would be pretty cool. Because I mean, you don't really need, like PSVR type specs.
No, you just need a big ass cardboard in your face. But okay.
Yeah, but aside from that, how do you think the games look? Because I believe, like when I saw the games, they actually look better than I thought they would look
Caleones,
when it comes to the Nintendo Switch.
I am not putting a piece of cardboard in front of my damn face.
But why not? Why not?
Yeah, that looked awesome on screen, Caleones. You look like you were like. Anyway, go ahead, Alex. What were you saying?
I'm saying why not? I mean, you put a big VR set with mad wires.
A VR, a nice VR headset.
No, nice VR. Yeah, okay.
It is nice looking. It doesn't look. It doesn't look cheap ass like cardboard.
No, it looks like you're half bionic. That's what it looks like.
The future. Yeah. Okay, let me put it this way. If freaking Shakira comes through the door right now and she sees me with my VR headset and you're playing with cardboard, who is she gonna go with? I'm just asking the question.
She's gonna be like, oh wow, you look kind of nice. That's so creative.
Yeah, with
Did
cardboard.
you make that yourself?
Creative.
You know me.
Yeah, a 19-year-old playing with cardboard.
Hey, it's for the kids. Come on, man, it's for the kids.
Dude, I'm fine. The kids can do whatever they want, but when I have Caleones here, a 38-year-old man propping up cardboard, I just question it. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Listen. This is facts, okay? Every time, this is straight facts. Every time I have a little like get together with my friends and they invite people and I see brand new girls or whatever, they see my collection of Nintendo Switch games and they'll be like, oh, what is that? What is that? And I'm like, oh, you want to use it? Like, yeah. And then they wear it and they're like, oh, this is pretty cool. I can move I'm the robot every single time, Dante. So what are you saying, buddy?
I feel like RXX's mom is gonna come behind him and like smack him in the head just for saying that.
Okay, I think with that it's good to end the show right now. So anyway, this has been fun. So anyway, I'm not gonna do the Nintendo eShop, Caleones. Again, this show was kind of crazy today, so we're gonna end it right now. So that way we can.
Well, before you end it, I hope that this is not something that is gonna be just for today. That it was a price error, because I just went over to Brickseek, and it's actually showing the Nintendo Labo robot kit and the Nintendo Labo the Toy-Con Variety kit, the first one that came out. It shows the robot for $17.99 and the Variety kit for $20.99. And unless it's a price error, because I see a couple of them going up to like $59 and $69. I'm gonna go tomorrow and I'll buy it all over again. So
why are you gonna buy it again?
Because it's cheap. Because
God damn. Anyway, let's end this show.
And one more thing, Dantes.
Yes.
For everybody listening out there, we are going to begin doing a couple of like sweepstakes and a couple of things like that, so we can give you things. So I got a couple of things here that we might have a couple of people winning. So I'm not sure what type of. If you guys can help me, what we can do. So we can give things to the public. So I have, for example, like these. So
oh my God,
do you think anybody would be interested in maybe winning this and have us send them over? What do you think, Dantes? What can we do with this?
Let's talk about it offline and we'll figure it out. No worries.
Isabel. Oh my God, I want Isabel.
You don't have Isabel, RX?
Oh no, that's my wife, bro. I want her.
Well, do you have the amiibo?
I don't. It's so hard to get in the city. It's so hard.
Oh man, come on. Okay.
Okay, so we'll do a Smash tournament, and the winner gets Elizabeth amiibo. So
no, but
start practicing, RX.
I'm already
RX. And Dantes is gonna enter the tournament just so he can win it.
No.
So nobody gets anything.
No. I don't care about Isabel. Trust me. Not at all. Anyway, with that, can I finally end the show, Caleones, please? Thank you. Okay. I want to thank everybody. And first and foremost, I want to thank RX Gaming for stopping by and making this. It was fun, RX. You should do it more often. Come by and have a good time here at the show. We're still talking about the Spanish channel. I honestly, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna open my heart here for everybody. Right now, I have no motivation on doing YouTube. I am telling you, I'm barely here because Caleones asked me to.
Wait, why? ¿Por qué?
No, it's just life. I got a lot of shit going on. Work. The little time that I have is I have to get play a little bit of Octopath. So it's hard balancing shit around. And like last week, give you an example. I went to work on Sunday night because of a big issue. Left work at 2 a.m. On Sunday night. Then the issue happened and come up again. So Thursday, Friday, receiving calls at 3 a.m. So anyway, it's just been hectic, and at the same time, I just have no motivation, right? At all, no motivation. So
plus your salary, so you don't get overtime for those things.
No, I'm salary. That's correct. So that's fine. I'm not gonna complain about that because I do get well paid. So with
How
that.
much? Not to be talked about.
No, we're not talking about that. The only thing I'm gonna say is that maybe starting the Spanish channel will help out a little bit more. See what we do, which means that this channel here will get kind of divided and have less content. What we may do is just for now, Caleones will keep putting gameplay videos. They seem to be doing the most views, honestly, even more than this show. It is the truth.
Yeah,
So,
but nobody cares about the Division 2, so I'm just gonna delete it.
yeah, that's fine. You can do that. But everybody was looking at the other quirky stuff, so we may do that, and then the talkative shows will be more the Spanish channel, which Dantes Boiling Point will move to that show, but it will be more off the cuff in the camera in front, and just having the run to there. So.
And I mean, Jose Flores, it sounds like he speaks Spanish, so we might be. Yeah, he might not be left out because he's the one that was asking about the boiling point. So hopefully he'll be able to move over. But I do want to say that I've been looking at Spanish channels as well. It seems like there's really not that many people out there doing what we're doing, and they get for the most part a pretty good amount of views. So hey, I mean, less competition, more chance of viewership. So we got to try it out at least.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, we're trying it out. So my point to that, and I do apologize, I am not. I'm not right now. My energy is low for YouTube. But what we'll do is Caleones and myself next week. I promise that Caleones and I will meet. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna set up the banner for the Spanish channel, and hopefully we'll start. Let's put a target by middle of April, end of April tops. We'll start providing Spanish content, and we want RX Gaming to join us on the Toma N y salte pa fuera show. I don't know how we translate that. And the new Nintendo podcast on the Spanish channel, and we're also gonna be doing a more video game podcast where we want to bring like 4 to 5 people in the conversation, so we have fun like this and just go back and forth and joking around. So
Toma N.
Yeah, to get the end. Toma N o salte pa fuera.
That is amazing.
We may shorten it. We're just gonna call it Get In, and then of course the original we just call it Get In and Get Out, right? So we may do that, right?
En español.
Get In Spanish. I don't know. We'll figure that out. So I promise Caleones next weekend. I do have to do it next weekend because the following weekend I'm traveling to Cincy, another concert, another drinking bench, and
what concert?
It's called Cybertronic Spree. Go look it up online. It is people who dress like Transformers, but they play 80s music. And it is freaking awesome.
And then,
Wait, where?
It's in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay, how far is that from you?
3.5 hours.
Oh, okay. Well, it's fine.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Okay.
So Cybertronic Spree, look it up. They play the Immigrant Song from Led Zeppelin really well. And it's the lead singer is RC from Transformers.
Yeah, to specify, not to turn off people, but he meant to say the title of the song is Immigrant, not that they're actually immigrants.
No, Immigrant Song. It's called like that from Led Zeppelin. Look it up, you young boys out there, young girls, young kids. Anyway, but with that, let's do it next week because again, like I said, the following week I'm driving over to Cincy, staying over there, and then we'll set up the channel, a Spanish channel, as soon as possible. Rex, he said yes, we're gonna have him consistently on both shows, the Nintendo podcast in Spanish and the video game podcast. So.
And are we gonna do the next podcast next weekend? Is it gonna be in the morning or what time?
Right now, keep it in the night. It's tougher in the morning, honestly. I'm having a hard time getting up early.
So you heard it here first. Dantes is having issues getting it up.
Getting up early, Caleones. Getting up early, okay?
Whatever you say, Dante. Whatever you say.
Yeah. I'm making fun by people who likes cardboard. Okay.
Yeah. You're going to a Transformer dressing costume. Yeah.
I'm gonna go watch Transformers, please.
With people dressed with costumes too. Okay, fine. I'll take that L. I'll take that L. But still, it's still better. It's still better than seeing
the lead singer.
It's still better. It's still better than RX just saying that he impresses girls with playing the robot with cardboard. Okay, Just to clarify, just saying.
Hey, if anything, it is better to play, to play with cardboard than to actually try to marry like furries. So okay, so I'm off of that one.
Anyway, but with that said, we're gonna get our shit together. We promise that we're gonna give it a new schedule. We promise we'll be more consistent. I am not doing PlayStation Monday. I'll do it as to finish. I have some recordings still remaining for Detroit Become Human. I will finish that. I will put it up. Just put it up, and then you guys, you want to watch it. That way, at least we'll do that for now. And then I don't know kind of what's to PlayStation Wednesday. But once we put up the Spanish channel, like I said, the only thing that is gonna stay in this channel will be the Get In and Get Out in English, and then Caleones will just put video game content, small videos during the week, gameplay videos of all the reviews that he does. I know I was giving him shit. I was not playing Octopath Traveler, but in reality, he's working hard, getting all those reviews, and he's taking those reviews and putting videos on this channel. So thanks to him, not to me. I've been completely slacking. Thanks to him, this channel has been staying alive in the last couple of weeks. So props to Caleones. Anyway, but with that said, thank you, RX. RX, where we can find you? Twitch. What's your Twitch?
Twitch, RS Gaming with 2 G's, the same way you see it right there in the chat.
Yeah, nice. Of course, Twitter too. You can find them on Twitter too. And then YouTube. You're not doing much YouTube. You're staying mostly on Twitch, right?
Oh, honestly, I'm doing reviews now. I got a key for Rico that I'm doing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Ooh. So when is the embargo or the game already come out?
The game already came out, yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna be giving us your thoughts. So yeah, just next time that we have you on here, when you're a guest, you can post. Well, we'll see if you can post the links. If not, we'll go ahead and post them for you so they can have access to your content as well. But thank you, and it's always a treat, having you over. So I really do appreciate you coming over.
Yep. Thank you, RX. Then Caleones, thank you for joining like always. So I want to thank everybody who stopped by and came to watch us at the Get In and Get Out Nintendo podcast, episode 84, right here at the Force In Unison gaming channel. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and hit that bell so you can make these two crazy MFs happy. Also remember, you can find this podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes for free. Rate us over there so you can show up some love. Also, Facebook page at Force In Unison Gaming. I'm not going to say look at the schedule below because we're not following it right now. And also, give some love to my boy Caleones. Go to forceinunison.wordpress.com. And with all that said, long live Nintendo. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Okay.